On Tuesday, March 26th, former President Donald Trump took aim at the judge overseeing his first criminal trial, specifically criticizing his daughter. After Justice Juan Merchan of the New York Supreme Court declined to allow more adjournments and set the date for jury selection in the Stormy Daniels hush money case on April 15th, Trump restated his contention that the prosecution is driven by political motivations. During an early morning outburst on Truth Social, Trump referred to Judge Juan Merchan as an intense opponent of his who suffers from the Trump derangement syndrome. Trump attacked Merchan's objectivity, stating the judge had a personal grudge against him despite the fact that Merchan appears to be a decent man based on his actions. Even though Judge Juan Merchan has a highly outstanding appearance, he is a true Trump hater with a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, as Trump wrote. In other words, he hates me. Attacks on Merchan's adult daughter were made by Trump and his sons, Eric and Donald Trump Jr., who emphasized her position as a top executive in a progressive company connected to Democratic leaders like Joe Biden and Adam Schiff. According to Trump, the judge is treating him unfairly since the woman in question has been working closely with Biden. His daughter is a senior executive at a super-liberal Democrat firm that works for Adam Shifty Schiff, the Democrat National Committee, Dem Senate Majority PAC, and even crooked Joe Biden, Trump wrote. A New York advisory council on court ethics concluded that there was insufficient evidence to cast doubt on Merchan's impartiality due to his daughter's professional connections or his small contribution to the Biden-Harris campaign, even though Trump's legal team had requested Merchan's recusal. Trump also took issue with Merchan's handling of Trump's longtime accountant Alan Weisselberg's sentence. In an attempt to demonstrate that Merchan is always unjust, he recalled a scenario in which Trump claimed that Merchan had unfairly convicted an elderly defendant. He expressed outrage over the judge's perceived harshness. Confirming his innocence, Trump called the court case a witch hunt run by country-destroying scoundrels and thugs, and he expressed his faith in his own innocence. Additionally, Melania Trump was seen at a golf ceremony with Donald and Jack Nicklaus. Presidential historian Michael Beschloss of MSNBC claims that Donald Trump will be exposed as a fraud in light of the impending deadline for paying a $464 million bond stemming from allegations of fraud in New York via Mediaite. Beschloss made an appearance on Morning Joe on Monday prior to Trump's court appearance. The MSNBC analyst argued that Trump is unfit to be president and that it has never happened before for a candidate to face so many criminal charges. We choose past presidents based on their achievements in their line of work. I brought up George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Do you think Dwight Eisenhower would have had a chance to win the presidency in 1952 if he had failed on D-Day and those forces had been forced to retreat into the sea, or if General Ulysses S. Grant had succeeded in winning the Civil War and contributed significantly to its victory? Beschloss stated. He contended that despite spending decades in the private sector before entering politics, Trump was never a competent businessman. Beschloss asserted that Trump will be exposed by the bond deadline. This next week, Donald Trump will be exposed as essentially a fraud. He declared, "This was never a successful businessman. He disobeys the law and refuses to uphold the Constitution." Trump branded the bond ridiculous in a post on Truth Social on Monday, saying the sum was selected because it was similar to what he had in a bank account. Trump's attorneys earlier stated that it would be practically impossible to post the entire bond, indicating that they have had difficulties finding an underwriter for the bond.